Hi, Paul Mauro here. Again, it's 2025, and the big topic today is the Social Security Fairness Act, actually known as, I have to put my glasses on for this, by the way, HR 82. You're going to hear a lot about HR 82 that's been signed into law, is the Social Security Fairness Act. We already did a little video about how it repealed all of the negative aspects of the Windfall profit elimination and the government pension offset, the GPO. Those are the two things that were very punishing to people who had a government job, a municipal pension, and then they got fully qualified for Social Security and they got penalized. They couldn't catch them both, right? In fact, they got cut down seriously. Now, I will tell you, this is a major restoration of fairness. So anyone who has two jobs can collect two pensions. I'll tell you, by the way, I'm a classic double dipper. You know, obviously, I've been at this for a while. You can tell by the gray hair. And I'm one of those lucky people who's collecting two pensions now. And I will tell you, there's nothing quite like getting those deposits every month into your checking account. I think it has something to do with my happy marriage because my wife loves to see them when they come in. But let's just talk about what it means to the young people going forward. Most especially, let's talk about this poll that just came out, and it's the Yahoo Finance Marist Poll 2025 about savings and retirement. Now, here's what's hot about this. They did this poll, I believe, before the Social Security Fairness Act was passed, and it's got a lot of really sad information in there about people who are dissatisfied with their savings, dissatisfied with their retirement prospects, dissatisfied with the cost of living, etc. So let's talk about how you can use the Social Security Fairness Act to improve your situation, along with a few other things I will tell you about going forward with your finances. So things aren't going to get cheaper in life. I think a lot of people have an illusion about this, based on who's in office or who's not in office. You know, go back, take a look at 20 years ago for what we paid for either groceries or houses or cars or, you know, air conditioners. Everything goes up in money. Everything goes up in value, right? This is a relentless march of inflation, which has been about 3% a year every year for the last 30 or so years. We had a big skip bunch of years. Then we had to catch up. Inflation went up to about 9%. Now it's kind of back to a normalized rate. But folks, people are not going to magically make everything cheaper for you. So you need to take charge. Now, one of the ways that you need to take charge is that you can take charge of your cost of living. Cost of living is very, very geographic. One of the best things that's happened to the young workers of America, and I'm talking about the 30 to 40-year-old people who are out there in the workforce, this work from home has been spectacular. Now, I will tell you, the national average cost of living is about $62,000 a year for an average family, all in, healthcare, groceries, you know, cost of living for their rent or whatever, right? That is the number that we call the national average. Now, let me give you a little sort of data point or a reference point. In Boston, where I'm talking to you now, the greater Boston area, right? Our cost of living is 62% higher. This is a choice. People make a choice to live in the greater Boston area. There's some great benefits. It's not just the Celtics and the Bruins and the Patriots and all that stuff, but people live here for a lot of reasons, but it's 62% more expensive. Now, also I have some experience with Akron, Ohio, and I will tell you, Akron, Ohio is 10% below the national cost of living. So let me just show you what that means. That means in Boston, you have to earn about $80,000 a year to meet your cost of living. And in a place like Akron, it's about $50,000 a year. Now, for those people that can work remotely, this is a huge personal decision. So don't complain about your cost of living because you choose your cost of living, okay? Now, the second thing is about savings. And now let's get to the Social Security Fairness Act. This is the greatest thing to happen to the working people of America in the last 30 years. So number one, let's start with the difference between private employment and municipal employment, okay? So if you happen to be 19 to 20 years old and you're thinking about your future, there's a lot of reasons why you might want to take what's called the civil service exam. Civil service exam allows you to get into a lot of occupations that require civil service, like the post office and stuff like that. And these are jobs which, by the way, have pensions. It means savings is done for you. So now you could, as a 20-year-old person, imagine this. Go into a civil service career. Maybe you're a fireman. Maybe you work for the post office or the fire department or something, or some town municipal office. You could do 20 years in municipal service retire with a pension, sometimes with medical for life in your 40s. And then you can go into the private sector. You can go and do 10 years. You have to do those 40 quarters, right? You have to do 120 months, 10 years to qualify fully for Social Security, and you can collect full Social Security, and you can collect a full municipal pension. This is an $8 million win. And when I say that, if you can imagine the value, right, of having two pensions paying you, right, millions of dollars without you having to save a dime. This is a lifestyle choice. And we run Smart Financial Lifestyle. That's the name of our series here on YouTube. If you like it, you should subscribe, you should follow us. And this is 50 years of experience talking. I've seen a lot of people's balance sheets, and I will tell you, you can do a lot worse than having a successful double dipper career path. So when you're planning your finances, number one, don't despair. Think of moving, especially if you can work from home. Live in a place that has a great lifestyle and a less cost of living, right? Number two, if you are in your 20s or 30s and you haven't considered doing a municipal career and then doing a private sector career, rethink it, because of the Social Security Fairness Act is a huge gift to you, right? You might be able to go into a position where you can live a great lifestyle in a great location, have a pension from your first job, a pension from your second job, and also benefits for your family and your children. So I'm Paul Mauro. I'm the one who wrote the book on smart financial grandparenting, and I want the grandparents that are out there that have had some experience with this to talk to their children and their grandchildren about the wisdom of setting themselves up to be a double dipper in retirement. So like us on Facebook, follow us, go to one of our online meetings, and I look forward to talking to you some more on smart financial lifestyles.